Jeep looks good. You know, I always appreciate when I see another nice Jeep and they give you the nice Jeep wave. Always makes you feel good. Well, what's up, everyone? I feel like it's been a while since I've been on here. It's kind of weird when I don't make YouTube videos. It's only been 2 weeks, though. So last weekend, didn't make a video. I uploaded the video from four-wheeling when we went to Chinaman's Gulch, but it was actually from the weekend prior just because it took a lot of time to go through all the film that we had. But that was an awesome time. It's currently raining. It was supposed to snow this weekend, but it hasn't. I mean, it snowed last night, but we got like half an inch, and we're supposed to get up to a foot throughout the morning, from last night to the morning, and we didn't get shit. So, yeah. Wish I would have planned something for this weekend, but what I want to talk about is probably one of the most popular things that comes up when people are buying Jeep Wranglers. Ever since they've offered, you know, the Rubicon, the Sport, and the Sahara Edition, ever since the TJs, it's always been a question of, do I get the Rubicon or do I get the cheaper Sport and just spend the money on the Sport and make it better than a Rubicon? And I think the first thing you have to do is ask yourself, okay, what do I want to do with this vehicle? Do I want to start four-wheeling with it right away, slap some 35s or even 37s on it right away, and start wheeling it from the get-go? Or do I want to kind of turn it into a project Jeep and have it on jack stands for a few weeks when I buy it, because I know I'm going to go, you know, with 40s and full-width axles right away? So another thing that comes down to is finances. Do you want to drop, you know, close to 40,000 right up front, or do you want to drop 30,000, 33,000 right up front and start dropping money into it right away? The Rubicon, of course, out of the box is probably the most capable four-wheel drive vehicle that you can get. It comes with front and rear locking differentials. It comes with an optional 410 gear set. It comes with a low crawl gear ratio transfer case. It comes with automatic, well, not automatic, but electronic sway bar disconnects. So there's a lot of positives that come with that. And I mean, when I bought mine right away, I took it four-wheeling out to this place called Illinois Gulch. It's down south, and they have a space called Mini Moab, and I was able to get through that on my stock Rubicon, you know, because of the electronic sway bar disconnect, because that it comes with equivalent to 32-inch size tires. They're a pretty decent mud terrain that the Jeep comes with. So there's a lot of things you can do right out of the box with the Rubicon. Not saying you couldn't have done it with the Sport, but having that low crawl gear ratio, and you know, it comes with rock sliders, it comes with a little bit bigger tires, it comes with the sway bar disconnect, it comes with the front and rear locking differentials. So right out of the box, you know, you can take it to some pretty decent trails. Like I said, not saying a Sport couldn't do that, but it would be a lot harder, and it'd get banged up a lot more, and you probably couldn't go as far. So like I said, when you're deciding on which one to buy, you've really got to look at, okay, do I want to drop this money up front, or do I want to spend the money over a course of period of time to make it what I wanted? So with mine, I chose the Rubicon because I knew I wanted to incrementally upgrade it, and I wanted to enjoy those upgrades along the way. So with mine, I was able to do a 4-inch lift right off the bat. I did wheel spacers so I could utilize the stock wheels, and I was able to do 37s. And I welded in the C gussets to support the 37s. That way my C's don't bend from the weight of the 37s. Now, could you do that with the Sport? You could, but it's not going to last as long. Now, there isn't a huge difference between the front Dana 44 and the front Dana 30 of a Sport. The biggest difference would be the ring and pinion size. Actually, the axle tube diameter is the same on a Dana 30 as a Dana 44. So really, that's not helping you at all. Now, that's not to say, you know, oh, then you should just buy the Sport then, right? Because the Dana 30 is the same as Dana 44. Well, you're forgetting that you're getting front and rear locking differentials. You're getting the different T-case. you're getting the electronic sway bar disconnect. So, like I said, that's why I chose my Rubicon, is because over the course of a period of time, I could do these upgrades and enjoy them along the lines, whereas if I would have bought a Sport, I would have gone out and got full width axles right away. You know, I'd have gotten the 8 lug, so then I would have had to get wheels for the 8 lug. Then I would have got my 40s, because I would have gone 40s if I'm going to go full width axles right away. And then I got to have a T-case to support that, so then I got to go swap in a Ruby T-case. And then I've got to get front and rear locking differentials, because you might as well do it when you're upgrading the axles. So then I got to get those. Then I've got to get something to disconnect the sway bar, which you can get a JKS disconnect, which is really inexpensive. But you can see that that amount of money right up front is a huge chunk of change, whereas I could get the Rubicon, which I'm making payments on, so not dropping this huge amount of money up front, and then I can slowly do upgrades to it as time progresses, and as finances allow it. So for me, the Rubicon was the better bet than getting the Sport off the bat. Now, I think in a couple years, if I had the choice of buying a Rubicon or a Sport, I probably will change my mind, because in a couple years I'll probably be on 40s, full width axles, probably some sort of engine swap where it's an LS or a Hemi. And at that point, it's like, okay, you might as well just have gotten a Sport, because you don't have anything from the Rubicon anymore. So, but if you know you're doing that up front, then yeah, get the Sport. But I didn't know I was going to do that up front, plus I can't afford that at this time. So for me, the Rubicon was the better bet. So ask yourself, do you want to spend all this money up front, or do you want to spend it increasingly over time? Ask yourself what you want to do with the Jeep, what's your goals for the Jeep. So decide what you want to do, decide where you want to spend your money, decide how you want to spend your money and when you want to spend it, whether it's up front or over a course of period of time. And I think you'll come to the right conclusion on what will best suit you. But I'm still happy with my choice of the Rubicon. I love my Rubicon. And there's kind of a pride factor when you buy a Rubicon. You know, you have the hood decals, you have it stitched on the seats. It's just kind of a cool thing that I've also always have wanted. Since I've owned Jeeps before, you just always see a Rubicon, you just get that feeling like, oh man, that's a Rubicon. You know, there's something to go along with it. There's something to be said for owning a Rubicon. You know, it's funny, it couldn't have been more perfect timing, but just pulled into the parking lot, and here I am with a Sport and a Rubicon, both on 37s. And see, the guy with the Sport, he's already got full G2 core 44 axles. So, like I said, just depends on what you want to do, but if you pick the Sport, just know that you're going to drop more money into it initially, but you can still build it just as good. These things are pretty sweet. I don't know if you can really see them, how dirty my windows are.